research topic is on Taiko Women. So I want to start off with a personal anecdote about why I chose this topic. My freshman year, back in 2010, I went to the Amtrak station to welcome back the alumni as a part of the UC Davis Pajamarino tradition, and there I was exposed to a taiko performance by the Bakuhatsu Taikodan. And what struck me most about their group was that it was at least 60% female. And this was both surprising and refreshing to see because even the mainstream bands of today mostly have male drummers. And here was a group that kind of stood outside of their stereotype. So this was always something that was in the back of my mind. So taiko is performed traditionally by men. And I wanted to know how women came to perform and how exactly was it that their role transformed.
I don't know about in Japan how they can, but I know that yes, it's still predominantly males, and I think they but like women perform with them as dancers and not as drummers, because that's what I see in videos for Japanese groups. But here in North America, I think it was just a lot more liberal.
Yeah. It's just open to everyone who wants to do it, and then for some reason here, especially in collegiate taiko groups, there's just a tendency for actually women being more predominant in it, at least especially in our group.
Yeah.
So according to Liz Testa, today still in Japan, taiko is still mostly organized and performed by men. But the women's role shifted when taiko was introduced in North America. And today there are many women-founded, women-run, and even some women-only taiko groups. And along with this shift, the performance styles for women have also been expanded. Today women are free to be aggressive, graceful, many skill levels, and just explore their own expressiveness while playing. So I think that this transformation has a lot to do with North America being more culturally liberal than Japan, and especially in the US, which is considered to be the land of the free. Through a Los Angeles Times article that I read, I found that women in Japan were forced to take etiquette classes by their parents, and it was expected of them to behave in a quiet and mild, ladylike manner. For this reason, I think taiko drumming was out of the question for many women, because taiko requires not only a lot of physical strength to perform all of the high energy movements, but it also requires a lot of power when it comes to yelling out the drum calls. And this isn't at all ladylike. But when women came to the land of the free, they realized that they did not have to be confined to traditional gender roles. And if they wanted to, then they can also express their passion and power through taiko drumming.
From what I know, for the most part, there are no differences in most of the styles. There is a style, it's called hachijo, and the women have to stand, with their feet or with their legs like this together, whereas men can stand like this. And the reason for women standing like this is they wear kimonos in this style. So, yeah, you're restricted by your kimono.
So Liz Testa's interview elaborated more on this stance difference. The hachijo style is a woman's form, and in it the feet are kept so close together that they're almost touching, and the arms move in circular motions. The knees can bend and straighten to lower and raise the torso, and the performer stands sideways to a drum kept at shoulder height. The men's form is known as miyake, and in it the legs are spread extremely wide apart and the knees are bent low. The performers also stand sideways to the drum, which is kept at knee height instead of shoulder, and the arm motions are straight and angular instead of circular.
As a woman, I never really felt discriminated, I guess. In the Taiko world, there was never any, like, I couldn't do this because I was a woman.
Overall, there is not much difference between the stances of men and women. I think this is because women had the opportunity to break out of the ladylike stereotype and do what the men do just as powerfully and with just as much energy. So I don't think they wanted to be restricted with what they can and cannot do anymore. And by having simpler or easier stances, they would have been just oppressed again.
As women, like I know I've seen Kodo performances, and all of they have really masculine movements to show off their kind of like physicality. So as women, like, how do you feel? What do you think taiko drumming really like symbolizes or brings out of you?
I guess as a woman performing taiko, yeah, I don't know. It just makes me feel like strong, and I like playing it.
You're required to kind of step out of your comfort zone. So I think a lot of girls, like, when you yell, it's like squeaky and like it's like, you know, and whereas like, you know, if you have to be yelling in like a powerful, like angry song, you really have to have that like deeper, more like terrifying sound. So in order to get that, I found that like I really had to work hard and step out of my comfort zone to kind of get that masculine vibe rather than like a squeaky little yell. So.
Yeah, I would have to agree with them. Taiko is really empowering, but it's also liberating in a sense that you're not constricted to just being powerful. You could also be graceful about it.
Performing taiko contradicts the weak stereotype associated with women and allows them to explore their own power and potentials. In an interview excerpt of Makoko Igarashi from Music in Japan, she told author Bonnie Wade that what makes taiko is spirit. And as far as I know, spirit has no gender. And nowadays, it is really refreshing to see how both spirits of men and women are meshing into one, taiko spirit, in which the glass ceiling does not seem to exist.